never carry money.
I'm not a mugger.
Ah. Well, well, well. George BULMAN. You've been eating chips.
Mr. Patterson, that assignment we did for you.
A work to treat. No probs. Recommend you to a friend.
You don't have any.
No, Georgie boy.
Because you don't pay anybody.
Money's tight.
£363.70 my bill.
That's a lot for serving a writ on a painter and decorator.
He was working on a North Sea oil rig.
Fine. This include VAT?
Patterson, you pay me or I offer my services to the Inland Revenue. They employ scalp hunters, you know.
All right. All right, I'll pay you.
Now.
I don't carry money.
Check.
Just use the last one.
Right, I'll take the motor then.
All right. All right. I can give you a century now. The rest by the end of the week.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Where?
Back here, before we open.
Okay. Tomorrow, then.
BULMAN, it's not that much.
I don't like being taken for a mug.
What's the difference if I say I'll go away when I know I'll come back on my knees someday for whatever my man is, I'm his
Lucy McGinty.
Don Porter.
Well, it's a far cry from St Andrews to the Magdalen disaster book.
Hello, Don. What are you doing in Oxford?
I got a fellowship, medieval studies. They're allowing one of us in every 300 years. Drink? How's the world of private detecting? Is it terribly romantic?
Every minute.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Smoke?
No, thank you. I don't.
I thought you did.
You can't remember all your students.
I remember the paper you were working on when you dropped out.
I'm damned if I can.
How sad.
Excuse me?
How sad that such a promising student should end up in such a seedy occupation.
There's nothing seedy about it. It's very rewarding.
Well, I don't want to sound rude, but for God's sake, what are you doing with your life? You still have friends who take an interest in you, in the real world.
This is real?
George, it's Posh Bill from the job. We're having a smoke next Thursday in a room above the Brillantine. 7 till October. Hope you can make it. Cheers.
Hi, George, it's me. I left 2 pies from Harrods in the safe because the fridge is broken and that's the coolest place, so don't call the bomb squad. The Magdalen Disaster Club goes on until breakfast, so don't wait up for me. I'll do the VAT when I get back.
Magdalen Disaster Club.
Mr. BULMAN, would you please call me at the United States Embassy, 499-9000. My name is McLeod, Wilbur C. I appreciate that. Thank you.
United States Embassy.
Oh, Wilbur C. McLeod, please.
Sir, it is 8:30. We don't start work till 9.
Oh, sorry. Right, thanks.
Will you think about it? Huh? I'm sure we can slot you in to finish your degree.
I like what I'm doing, Don.
But it seems so seedy.
I've got to go.
Crimes to solve, wrongs to right.
No, I left George's pies in the safe.
STG Investigations, George BULMAN at your service. Oh, Mr. MacLeod, yes, I did phone you earlier, but you hadn't got into your office. I see. Yes, of course. Grosvenor Square, 10 o'clock.
Mr. McLeod.
Mr. BULMAN, I knew you'd have no difficulty finding me.
The art of detection is to know what you're looking for.
You know, the circles I move in, I get to hear things.
What circles are those, sir?
In the course of my work, George BULMAN, I have heard, is one of the last true detectives.
Some praise at morning, what they blame at night.
Always think the last opinion right. Alexander Pope.
You know, I never knew who said that.
I think it was Pope.
The Rape of the Lock.
One of his essays.
Ah.
Mr. BULMAN, I asked you to meet me outside the embassy because while I require the services of a good and honorable detective, my problem is a personal one.
Blackmail?
No. No, I wish to recover a family heirloom, very valuable, which was stolen.
Oh, well, I better take some notes then.
A golden quaich.
Golden...
A quaich. Loving cup. Quaich is Gaelic.
Golden.
Solid. It was given to my ancestors by Callum Lamont, the minstrel.
And when was this cup stolen?
At precisely 10 to 4 a.m., Wednesday, the 14th of April.
Wednesday, 14th of April.
1746.
The trail may be a trifle cold.
Captain Caroline Scott was, like most of his countrymen, the scourge of the Highland Jacobite clans.
Funny, him being English, with a name like Scott.
Well, he was a Scot, all right, a lowland Scot in the service of Billy the Martial Lad.
A villain.
Duke of Cumberland, son of King George II.
Yeah, but Caroline Scott nicked the family quake.
Quaich. He did. Plus he had them butchered, burnt the old homestead down, and other such niceties.
You make it sound quite recent.
I'm just another Yankee with roots fever.
But you are the rightful heir to the
Quaich.
quake.
No, I'm a descendant of the murdered family. Hell, I'm sure I am. I researched it all so damn thoroughly. I've even been to the site of the affair. I'm kind of attached to Hector and Janet MacLeod of Puckenbury.
What do you want me to do?
Track it down. I know it's a long shot, but I hear you're a man for a challenge. If you locate it, offer to buy it.
Well, I can't promise anything.
Here's an advance, $2,000.
Well, sir,
Mr. BULMAN, Wilbur C. MacLeod is no carpetbagger. I pay my way. There's a state call. Do your damnedest. Let me know if you need more funds.
1746.
I have faith in you, BULMAN. Good luck.
Gordon Bennett. What is going on?
I am merely attempting to make my living and working conditions, which are combined, please note, a little less like Anna Cursmitten.
Yes, well, don't spoil its character.
Oh, come on, George. It was beginning to look somewhat seedy.
CD? Who you been talking to?
I haven't. However, did you know?
I'm supposed to be a detective.
Anyway, a spring clean will not hurt it. Did you get the 360 quid?
No, only a century.
How do we pay the VAT man?
With this.
Ooh. Mega bucks.
Yep.
What have we taken on?
What do you know about Captain Caroline Scott?
He interpreted George II's instruction to lay waste the rebellious Highlands with the gusto of a high Tory Joseph Stalin.
Well, he's nicked this bloke's Quake.
STG investigations? I'm fine. Well, I don't know. What time? Okay, yes, right, well, I'll see you there then. Bye-bye. This bloke's what?
Quake. Lucy, who was that?
A friend?
That forensic ponce.
No. This one is a Don at Oxford, if you must know.
Ah. And he's the bloke that thinks your job's seedy.
What is a quake?
It's the Haggis Champers Loving Cup.
Oh, a quake.
And our client wants us to trace it for him starting from 1746.
The trail's a bit cold.
My very words.
Mr. Seedy is a good historian. Maybe he could point us at some Jacobite scholars.
No, what we want is somebody in the antique gold trade.
You do that, I'll do the history. Horses for courses.
Aliquando bonus domitat Homerus.
And you can do the Latin.
Advime que joie regretter la belle qui fout au miel. Soit jeune fille sous été et parler en telle manière. Or, est-il m'a passé 30 ans et je pense vieille chez nous. Quand je pense la sœur au bon temps, qu'elle est fou, qu'elle est devenue, comme me regarde tout à nous, et je me vois si trop changée, pauvre si je me remenoue, je suis presque tout enragée, c'est d'où mène beauté les
You didn't just come here for the culture.
I thought you could help.
I must confess, medieval Scotland is a closed book to me.
Right, stop. Yeah.
We're having a smoker soon. Room above the brilliantine.
Yeah, I know. What's Bill called? So, how's life in the fine arts squad?
Got me super. It's acting rank, but it's a bit more Missoula.
Yeah, so I heard. Tell me, gold quakes. A lot of them about, is there?
Quakes?
Yeah, jock items, loving cups, generally given by minstrels to chiefs and kings to minstrels type of gear, you know.
Oh, you mean quakes?
That's what I said, yeah.
It's mostly Scottish silver or other metals. Gold's very rare.
Yeah. Well, this one belonged to somebody MacLeod. It was nicked in 1746 by some plundering redcoat.
Probably Caroline Scott.
Yeah, that's him. Bit of form, had he?
Nasty ponce. Sadistic with it. George, you're not into fencing, are you? Now, that would be embarrassing.
Oh, sod off, Elsie. I've been retained to trace it, starting from the last owner, this Scott jerk. Another vodka?
George, I always get very nervous when you buy more than one round.
Oh, come on,
Now,
mate.
shut up, I'm thinking. Yeah, try this bloke. You got a pen?
Yeah.
Name of Morrison. Frederick J. He's your ace Celtic artifact and precious metal man. If the cup isn't still with the Scott family, is your best bet?
Elsie.
You're a brick.
Oh, another vodka for this gentleman, please. But make it a small one this time, Lee, because he's driving.
Thanks a lot. See you.
Large brandy and an orange juice.
You really can't help with contacts.
It just doesn't seem the job for you.
Don?
Listen, Lucy, you had a highly promising career. Damn it, girl, you know how to think, how to probe, how to remember, and how to apply.
I should hope so. That's what I do for a living.
Sur cette terre, ma seule joie, mon seul bonheur, c'est mon âme. J'ai donné tout ce que j'ai, mon amour et tout mon cœur à mon âme.
You and that seedy Damon Runyon character.
That's the third time you've used that word. I've been counting.
But not disputing.
George BULMAN is one of the least seedy people I've ever met once you get to know him.
Mr. Patterson. You owe me money.
I do not know why you're getting out of your box over 200 nicker.
I want it.
It's illegal, you know.
What?
Harassment for alleged debt.
I told you before, I don't like being taken for a mug. £263, Mr. Patterson, and 70 pence.
All right. I'll give you 6 checks on my banker's card. 5 for 50 and...
we prefer cash.
Tough.
Well, let's see your card.
Do you want these or not?
Yeah, go on. All right.
Tea.
Thank you, Thing.
How did you get on last night?
His designs led in one direction, mine in another.
Point is, did either take us any closer to the quake?
No. How about you?
Morrison, Frederick J. Very able in the Celtic gold trade, of which there is, surprise, surprise, very little. However, a thorough wee money.
Just you watch it.
Who keeps assiduous records, mostly in these old cream cracker tins. Lists of auctions, antique dealers, fine art dealers who would handle such gear. Oh, including a photocopy of an original sale notice, April the 4th, 1887, advertising a sale by Stevens and Son of Cumberland Road, Derby, including 1 gold Scottish loving cup. The quake.
Cumberland Road. There's a coincidence.
STG. Ah, good morning, sir. Look, we're on your case now, even as you speak. I see, yes. Hang on, that is a stroke of luck. Hang on, I'm just writing it down. You seem to be doing my job for me. No, I'm much obliged. Right, we'll follow this up straight away, sir. Thank you.
MacLeod.
Yes, he's had a report of it changing hands in 1967. Cheshire, one Lady Valentine Egger bought it for £2,700 from an antique dealer now deceased. There's no other details, no addresses.
Hell's teeth, we'd only got up to 1887.
Yeah, and we're not even sure of that.
This isn't right, the client beating us to the draw.
Oh, remember, he's been at it for a long time. This is his lifetime interest. What's up?
Have you checked this bloke out?
Well, he's listed in the diplomatic list. He's a senior bloke, legal department.
We're better safe. I could speak to a couple of job contacts. Well, give us the phone.
Right, I'll nip down the library and see what Burke's Peerage has to say on the subject of Lady Edgar.
George, how long have you been into the politics of the Crusades and the Christian Judaic ethic?
Oh, quite some time.
What? What, George?
I'm writing a paper.
Homo optimus est.
I'll do the Latin.
A quake? You mean some sort of seismological tremor?
No, Lady Edgar, it's a Scottish word, a Gaelic, I believe.
He won't bite you.
For a loving cup, gold.
Very romantic.
I understand you purchased it in 1967.
What would a 23-year-old girl want with a gold loving cup?
'23.
Stop counting, that's cheating.
Your mother.
Shorty's great aunt. I inherited the title sideways.
Well, it doesn't show. Did you also inherit the
collection? Sadly, not much.
Death duties?
Absolutely.
Would it be too much to ask the name of the family solicitor?
I can see no harm. It's Samuel Lane. I'll give you their address. You could be a detective.
Oh, us collectors, we develop a nose.
So did Shorty, but that was the port.
Oh, Lord Edgar?
Colonel, deceased.
I'm sorry.
Me too. Will you stay for lunch?
Well, thank you. Yes, I'd like that. Thank you very much.
You're not from around here, are you?
No, well, that's rather obvious by my accent.
Come in, Miss McGinty. There we are. Take off your coat, won't you? Make yourself comfortable. Now, let's see. The Agar collection. Ah, yes, here we are. Oh, but please do sit down. Yes, now then. Ostrich ink mounted by Fabergé, old Saxon salver and bronze dish, Pictish gold crown. Quick!
Quich.
Yes, here it is. One Scottish quich. Reputed to be the property of the Scots of Linlithgow, acquired during the 1745 rebellion.
Acquired? Captain Caroline Scott butchered an entire family to cover his tracks.
Yes, quite possibly. There was a lot of that sort of thing in those days. Ah, here we are. Disposed of by the Agar Trust to the Jacobite Society of Magdalen College, Oxford.
Mr. Lane, God and all his angels guard your sacred throne. And may ye be thrice blessed.
Oh. There will be a small search fee.
You believe in hunches, BULMAN?
Oh, yes, indeed I do, sir. Yeah.
Well, I got a hunch you're going to find this damn quick.
Yes, things certainly look more promising, thanks to your good work.
Team effort. That's what I tell them at the embassy. Team effort, I always say. Here it is, happening again.
Has anyone ever told you? You sound like President Reagan.
He himself told me that.
Yeah.
President himself said, Wilbur, I sure as hell like the sound of your voice. How come, Mr. President, I asked? Because you sound just like me, son, he replied. Have you had much to do with us, Yanks, BULMAN?
No, only yourself, sir. And one right tricky fox called Greenstein, con man, Elias Greenstein.
Con man?
Yeah, did a US bank for a couple of million. Nearly had him twice.
Bad luck.
I got to respect him in a way because he enjoys the game.
Moriarty and Sherlock Holmes.
Something like that, yeah.
We never met, which is a pity. A private gallant. Well, I must brief the ambassador.
Yeah. I'll press on, sir.
Right. See you around.
Hello, Legal Counselor's Office. Can I help you?
Mr. McLeod? Huh? I have those Belgian sugar agreements in draft.
Oh, thank you, Bonnie.
Mr. BULMAN has phoned a couple of times. Won't state his business.
You know, I never accept calls from strangers. Be polite, but keep them out of reach.
And you have a letter from a Hector McLeod of the McLeod Society, asking for a contribution of not more than £20 for the McLeod Chapel Restoration Fund in the Isle of Skye.
Well, that I can't refuse. Make out a check and I'll sign it.
It's to be sent to a hotel in King's Cross.
Bonnie, I can't see somebody trying to rip me off for £20. Not at today's exchange rates.
Morning, George.
What?
I'll take these.
Thank you, lovelies.
Hey, who's got the keys? Well, come on, then. All right. See ya.
Till all goes.
All right. So he gets me in this great big jag with a bar in the back. Listen, darling, I says to him, you promised me a suite at the Dorchester. And this ain't the bleeding Dorchester, so can't he get me back to the club?
Yeah. Here, who's Captain Hector McLeod when he's at home?
I'll take that.
Here, your name ain't McLeod.
You ain't Mother Teresa.
Cheeky sod.
Mr. BULMAN, I found it. The Lamont Quaich, presented by Callum Lamont, minstrel to King Robert the Bruce, to Roderick MacLeod of Pockenbury in 1317. Sorry, I was 100 years out. Looted by Captain Caroline Scott on April 14...
1746.
Acquired August 1967, Egger Trust. Sold to Walter Lewin and Sons, antiques and heraldic items. 15 Queen's Row, London, W1.
When?
November last year.
Miss Lamont, you're a genius.
Oh,
Have you got a phone I can use?
yes, use mine. It's over there.
Thank you. Oh, Mr. MacLeod, please. Wilbur C.
In the matter of Southeast Asia, in your paper...
Excuse me. Yes? Who is it? Put him on. Mr. BULMAN, I'm terribly sorry. Mr. MacLeod is closeted all day with the ambassador. If you leave a number, I'm sure he'll call.
No, that's all right. Cheers.
BULMAN?
Yes.
Again?
Detective Superintendent Reed, please. It's Fly's Eye. Elsie, it's me, George. Yeah, I'm sorry to bell you on the snout's phone, but your boss don't love me. Yeah. Listen, I need a favour. Wilbur C. MacLeod, legal counsellor, U.S. Embassy. Be a good bloke and ferret out his home address for me, will you? Yeah, thanks. I'll bell you in an hour. Done. As many arrows, loose several ways, fly to one mark. So may 1,000 actions end in one purpose. Bye-bye.
Oh, right. Bye.
Miss McGinty,
That's me.
these checks.
They're no good.
This man, Patterson, hasn't held an account there for the last 15 months.
Pox on him.
Perhaps you should inform the police.
What are they going to do? Pass around the hat?
Hello.
Hello, Dawn.
I was in town. I thought I'd see where the sleuths work. So this is it.
BULMAN Clock Hospital and STG investigations combined.
And you sleep?
In the back office.
God, Lucy.
Don't say it.
Psychology of 13th century chivalry. I'm glad to see you keeping your hand in.
It's not mine.
Lucy, the reason I came round to see you, have you thought about our conversation?
Yes. I'm happy doing this.
I'm offering you a chance half the medieval scholars in Britain would give their right arm for.
I'm no longer a medieval scholar.
Well, I'm no longer a Christian because I don't go to church. Do me a favor. Friday.
I have got an alibi.
Next Friday, the Medieval Society is running a lecture.
I switched off the answer phone.
On Busico.
Busico.
We all know how you feel about Busico.
Get thee behind me, Satan.
7 o'clock. I'll meet you in the lobby.
STG? Oh, hello, Mr. MacLeod. George has been phoning the embassy.
You being looked after?
I'm a friend.
Oh, a Quaker.
Of Lucy's.
George BULMAN.
Don Porter.
The Oxford Don.
Indeed, the Oxford Don Porter.
That's an interesting book.
Yes, it's medieval history. I suppose Ellery Queen's more in your line.
Why?
Crime fiction.
Voici le criminel de soir. Il vient comme un loup, à part de complice.
Baudelaire.
Not quite.
That was MacLeod.
Was it now?
He says, can you go to the embassy?
I wouldn't miss it.
Ask for him at the Marine Guard's desk and he'll send somebody down.
Terrific. I've got news for him.
Well, spit it out.
Pas devant les enfants.
What did I do?
BULMAN. I've been thinking, let's keep this outside the embassy, huh? Walls have ears.
Oh, yes, indeed, sir.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
This is marvelous, BULMAN. We got to get around those antique dealers, huh? Hot dog, I smell success.
It's going to be auctioned.
Auction.
Tomorrow, Stevens and Son, Mayfair.
tomorrow. Word is it'll go for anything up to 15 grand. Never doubted it. Well, do you still want me to bid for it? You bet your sweet ass I do. Now, Bulman, I want to give you a certified check. I give you cash with the banks in the city, and I'm over my head in Spanish trade litigation. This is the way it goes. I'm going to give you a check for £15,000 paid cash. Now, you take it over to your bank when it opens. Clear it with the First National Bank of Alabama in the city. I'll telephone and make all the necessary arrangements. Then we meet at Stevens & Sons. But you do the bidding. I'm known as a kind of a Scottish nut down there, and we don't want to get milked. Yeah, that sounds sensible. What if the bidding goes over 15 grand? Then I'm out. Wilbur C. McLeod knows when he's licked. Do you trust me with this? All the way. I got faith in you, Bulman.
George, why are you being so damn mysterious and pleased with yourself?
You've got a good mind. You'll get there sooner or later.
Well, I was worried about MacLeod, but, well, he checks out as pure as a choir boy's collar.
Oh, Wilbur C. McLeod is a most respectable man. Of that there is no doubt.
Patterson? Why have you dragged that terminally dinky detective superintendent down from Limehouse?
Patterson knows me.
Yes, but we can cope with Patterson.
There he is now. Any sign of his minders, 4 beats on the horn.
I told you I'd be back.
You have got a nasty habit of creeping up behind people.
And you've got a nasty habit of not paying your bleeding way.
Bulman, I'm just about fed up with you.
You issued 6 checks against an extinct account, but that is an offence under the Fraud Act.
So sue me.
I think I might just make a citizen's arrest.
Why don't you try me once?
Well, what have we got here?
Sod off, Sonny, or I might stick you too.
Right, pal. You're nicked. Michael Ralph Patterson, I'm arresting you for possession of an offensive weapon and resisting arrest. All right?
Bastard, Bulman. This is a fit-up.
And issuing fraudulent checks.
And issuing fraudulent checks. Okay? Right, I'll call for the meat wagon then.
Oh, give us a break, lads.
I'm skint. I haven't got 200 nicker. Look, I'll pay you back as soon as I can, Bulman. Only don't nick me. Well, I've never done time. Oh, it'd kill me, old mother.
Well, it's really down to this gentleman here.
Just give us a minute, will you? There is something you could do for me, but...
Would you get a move on?
What's the matter?
George. Is it not a bit over the top?
The essence of detection is to blend in. These auctions are frequented by the rich, the sophisticated, the...
Eccentric?
Believe me, I look the bleeding part, don't you worry about it.
MacLeod has a credit balance in his account of £163,000, plus much the same in his dollar account. I must say, they parted with the information alarmingly easily.
Oh, I don't doubt it. Bank accounts are the least private information around.
Tell me, what's going on?
Told you before, you got a good brain. You work it out. Maybe you'll win a coconut.
Riddle, riddle, riddle me. What's What's in that highly incongruous plastic bag?
Something for later. And it's perfectly congruous.
Mr. Bullman, are you sure a plastic bag is the safest place for £15,000?
Perfectly sure. No problem clearing it.
Absolutely not. Mr. MacLeod apparently confirmed his instructions only half an hour ago. I must say these Americans certainly know how to cut corners.
They certainly do. Good day, Mr. Fisher. Thank you.
Good day, Mr.
Bye-bye.
This quaich, for many years held by the Egger Trust, can truly be said to be a stunning example of medieval work. A gift to Callum Lamont, the harpist, from King Robert the Bruce, and subsequently handed down through a sept of the MacLeod clan. May I say £5,000? Thank you, madam. Do I hear 6? 6, 5, 7?
8,000.
8,000 I'm bid. Do I hear 8,5? 8,5. Do I hear 9? No advance? Thank you, sir. I'm bid £9,000. 10. 10,5. 11. £11,000. 11,500. Are you all done at 11,5? 12. Do I hear 13? £13,000. Any more? Sold to the gentleman in the black hat for £13,000.
Bloody great! Stop speaking.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That concludes the morning session. We'll resume again at 2 p.m.
I don't know why you didn't wear a lawn yet.
The point is, Lucy, we cracked it. We got MacLeod his quake and 2,000 quid change. Ah, Mr. MacLeod.
Well, there's no need for secrecy
Now, surely.
I like to remain anonymous.
Understood.
Well, let us drop you off. I know that you have a busy day.
No thanks. I'll walk back to the embassy, enjoy the sunshine. Do you have the...
Oh, yes.
Of course. How silly of me.
Oh, it's wrapped in newspaper.
Well, they always are. It's a tradition of Stevens and Son. Right, Bowman?
Yes, correct. Now, sir, I have your change, 2,000 quid.
Ah, thank you, Bowman. We must do business again.
And my bill.
The bill.
Bill. Well, accounts are always settled promptly by Wilbur C. MacLeod. How much?
£2,000, sir.
Bit steep.
A lot of travelling.
Fine. Worth every penny.
I do look forward to meeting you again.
You're a wonderful detective.
I like to think so.
Must go.
Affairs of state?
Just so.
Patterson.
Yep.
All square.
All square.
Excuse me, sir. I'm making inquiries into the theft of $2.5 million from the First National Bank of Boston.
It's in the back.
Oh, my gosh. What did the other guy get?
An old brass bowl. Been knocking around my shop for years. Roughly the same size and weight. Lucy, give Mr. MacLeod his change.
Here you are. £2,000.
Oh, thank you.
'Twas Greenstein.
You finally got there.
Mr. Bullman, I admire your style. Bonnie, go bring to me a pint of wine and fill it in this golden tassie.
I could never get through to Mr. MacLeod here at the embassy, although there was a Wilbur C. MacLeod.
Mr. Bulman tracked me to my home last night. When he told me about the quake, oh, I just had to have it. So we decided to try a little sting of our own. And now, let's drink a toast to the return of the quake.
Hello, Justin. Lost any weight? Evening, Professor. How are you?
Who's that?
Well, that is Lady Egger. She's president of the Medieval Society. This is where you should be, Lucy, among your peers.
Very droll. I must see Boucicault. He's the boy for me.
I just wanted to show you what you were missing.
My lord, ladies and gentlemen, the 14th century crusader Boucicault is the subject of a most learned paper based on the psychology of the crusade ethic. And we are indeed fortunate to have here, to read his own work, Mr. George Bulman.
Thank you, Caroline. Acceptio probat regulam de rebus non acceptis. I think we can all agree the ethic of chivalry was nowhere more alive than at the court of Charlemagne. This is clearly seen when one examines the works of Chatelain de Coucy, echoed in the verses of Benoit de Saint-Amour, Marat de France, and indeed in some of the early Celtic works of the minstrel Finbar Lamont.